welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we took delivery on the lathe that we're going to give away for this year's Summer Bash, the 2018 Summer Bash. And I'm going to tell you at the end of this video how to win it, but I thought you guys might enjoy an unboxing. This is by Precision Matthews, also known as Quality Machine Tools, back in Pennsylvania. And Matt over there takes really good care of us every year, and I thought you might like to see what the prize package is and what it looks like coming out of the crate. So I'm going to uncrate this thing, and let's get a quick look at it and first impressions and things like that. What to expect when you take delivery on a brand new Precision Matthews machine. All right, let's get this thing out of the crate. Well, the first thing you notice is all those lag bolts and washers there are around the perimeter, all the way down there at the bottom. There's one in each slat all the way around. So it's actually very nicely crated and well protected. It came in with no damage. So let's get this crate lifted off of this thing. Okay, so here comes first impressions. Everything's bagged nicely. Here's the headstock end. There's your two levers. There's a chip pan. The stand is in there. This is part of the stand. The rest of the stand's outside in a couple of boxes. There's the tailstock. It's coated very nicely with Cosmoline. So let's get some of this plastic off and see what the rest of this thing looks like. Okay, well, I got it, all the plastic pulled off and all the accessories pulled out of it. And I'll let you take a quick look at it here. This is a model number 1236T. So that's a 12-inch swing with a 36-inch bed. It is a gap bed, so you can pull that gap out right there. Everything's covered with Cosmoline, so I don't want to move any of the, I don't want to move the carriage or the cross slide or anything yet, so until we get it cleaned up. But I'll have it cleaned up for the bash. I'm going to have it, I'm going to lift it up and go ahead and put it on its stand. It comes with a 3-jaw chuck, and that is a Morse Taper 3 tailstock. And we are hardened and ground bedways. This is a Taiwanese machine, and their precision is a little bit better than the Chinese. The Taiwanese stuff coming out of there is a little bit better. It's got a threading dial on it. It's got carriage start stop on that lever right there. Let's take a quick look at, I already unboxed everything, but I didn't clean it. It's got Cosmoline all over it. Yuck. It comes with a faceplate. Comes with a nice halogen work light. So it's kind of a articulating arm work light. Comes with a steady rest. Comes with a following rest. It's got a 32 and a 30-tooth gear, change gears. So I'm sure that's the switch from metric to imperial threading. Comes with some Allen wrenches, and those are the knobs and handles I still got to put on it. Chuck keys. Like I said, it is a Morse Taper 3 machine. They give you two dead centers. Both carbide tipped. I probably won't focus on that, but those are carbide tipped. There it is. Okay. So carbide tipped there. It looks to me like that one might be carbide tipped. I'm not sure. And then this is the Spindle Adapter. This drops into the spindle, and then your Morse Taper, that converts you to Morse Taper 3, and that'll drop you right in. And then, of course, a manual for your lathe. All right, so that's everything you're getting. All the stuff I took apart already. There's your chip pan. So it's got a chip pan. There's your coolant drain, that little screen. And then the stand is outside, still in boxes. It comes with that little red toolbox, and that contained everything I just showed you there on the table. But there's your lathe. All right, let's finish putting this thing together. I'm going to want to get it up on its pedestals, chip pan on it, assembled and shined up a little bit for Summer Bash, so it's looking good. All right, so that's coming up next. Okay, well, we got the lathe on its stand. I'm not tightening the bolts or doing any alignments. I'm not even putting the leveling feet in. It did come with a leveling kit for 4 on the headstock end and 2 on the tailstock end, but I'm not messing with that. I got the chip pan in. The mounting bolts are just basically hand tight. So we're gonna clean it up. We're gonna make it run. It's mainly for display, so we're not really tightening anything up. I will tell you that this thing went together, if my camera will focus. I will tell you that this thing went together. I didn't have to drill a single hole. Everything lined up. The stand, the chip pan, the left and right halves of the stand and that center section there lined up perfectly. I've got doors to put on both of those cabinets and wipe off the Cosmoline and install some knobs and put a power cord on it, and it's ready to run. Okay, so now it's time to remove the Cosmoline from the bad ways and all the gunky spots and all the little nooks and crannies, because we want to move the carriage, and we want people to be able to put their hands on it and play with it, and we don't want that Cosmoline getting in where it doesn't belong. And the best stuff I've found is just lighter fluid. It evaporates slowly. It cuts through the stuff, the Cosmoline, really nicely. Just gonna let it sit for a second. And, you know, alcohol works, but it evaporates so quickly it just doesn't do the trick. So that's all it takes to get the Cosmoline off, and it doesn't damage paint finishes. It's just naphtha is what it is. But the longer you let it sit, the better it, you know, kind of digs in there and cuts that nasty stuff. So nice looking ways. Got fresh grind on them. They look good. I want to get the rest of this machine cleaned up. We're going to put some power to it and run it. Okay, I'm just doing a quick handheld here. Going to go over the whole thing. There's your tailstock. Please focus. There you go. Inch and millimeters. Laser engraved dials. Nice. Those aren't just decals. Button oilers. I got button oilers all over the place. There's the quill. It's, I'm not going to call that laser etched. I'm thinking those are acid etched. Same with the dials. So, acid etched, those are not engraved. I can't catch my fingernail on any of those. But you go down to the threading dial, same thing. That's acid etched on the threading dial. Same on the compound and the cross slide dials. Those are, again, inch and millimeter. The protractor on the swingover for the compound is in fact engraved. That's a very nice engraving. So that one is engraved. And like I said, button oilers everywhere. That's for the lead screw in the compound. These are for the ways. Same thing on down here. Same thing on the carriage here and here to get into the ways. We got a quick lock, a repositionable quick lock for the cross slide, so kind of nice. It's got a following rest that can be unbolted. It comes with a steady rest. You got a steady rest there. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a gap bed. Pull those 4 bolts out, and they give you a little slot right here to pry against. That's where you pop the gap out, and then see this gear rack breaks right here, so it'll come out with it. And they've got alignment pins in there. There's an alignment pin there and back there, so you can get it back in. I don't know anybody in their right mind that would pull out a gap unless they absolutely had to. But I guess you shouldn't be afraid of it. That's the way it was designed. And the castings are big. You know, we got nice big, there's big holes in these castings for chips and stuff to fall through, and everything's slanted so coolant and chips fall out. But if you look underneath, because of the gap, it's kind of a tapered bed. You can see the taper right there, how the casting comes down and tapers. So pretty solidly built, you know, it looks pretty nice. Here on the carriage again, focus, there you go, acid etched, oil filled carriage. You've got forward and reverse controls right down here on the carriage, stays with it all the time. It's got separate, the lead screw for threading doesn't run unless you're threading. This is what runs the gearbox for just turning and facing. And then this is solely for threading. So this thing doesn't even turn unless you flip it over into threading. So that's what the 3 shafts are for. The lower one is your on-off control, turning, threading. All right. And there's a switch box. There's some switch gear down in there. That's what the hand lever operates for the forward and reverse. Quick change gearbox. Metal pullouts. Pull these guys out to engage them. And there's some of your control right there. This one is there's turning there and threading there, so that'll decide which lead screw to start turning. Then there's your turning directions, either forward or reverse. And this is the speed changes. And your chart, that's your chart for your RPM. And there's your chart for your metric and inch threading. The rear case is removable. That's how you get to your change gears and your belt speeds. There is a limit switch in here that pulls out, and the machine won't run unless this cover's on and that switch is engaged. Oil fill for the gearbox. Totally enclosed fan cooled motor, single phase. That's a big heavy cast iron motor. And you know what? We could run it. There she goes. You can see our center screw is turning, but the threading screw is not. And at this point now, we have feed in that direction, which is in towards the chuck, and down is we have feed in on the cross slide. All right. Runs smooth, sounds nice. Not picking up any vibration. Alright, but that's the machine. Oh, let's go over the spare parts. Oh, as usual, they give you a little toolbox with just some Allen wrenches and stuff. There's the bolts for the crate that I kept. Tool post key. And a chuck key. And so the cabinets underneath are pretty nice for storage. It's got a cabinet on each side. Down there's a faceplate. Still got all the Cosmoline on it. We got a bushing that drops into the spindle that adapts you out to Morse taper 3, and they give you another center here that drops into that. So between the faceplate and that center, you could do work on centers. It does have a foot pad kit. Those are cast iron foot pads and everything. I currently just have it sitting up on wood blocks right now. So I just got it sitting up on wood, so I'm not going to mess around with the leveling it and all that. But the whoever wins this thing does get 6 leveling pads and the kit. You've got jaws for outside. It's got inside jaws on it now, so it's got a spare set of jaws for the 3 jaw. And then there's your change gears to switch you over to metric and the other types of threading. All right. But here's the whole thing. Let me kind of zoom back and take a look at the whole thing. Pretty nice. Oh, I forgot the light. got a LED work light. Here, let me blind you. Boom. Okay. So a nice LED work light on an articulating arm. Put your light where you need it so you can see. All right. All right, that's about it. All cleaned up, ready for the bash. Runs. Okay guys, well, we've done the box opening. We've done the assembly. We even powered it up and ran it a little bit. Went around handheld and showed you all the features. It's got a few features I wish my old Logan had. But what's left to do now is two things. First thing is to thank Precision Matthews for donating this machine to the Summer Bash and allowing us to give away such a wonderful prize. If you'd like to show your appreciation, drop on by. I've got a discount code going over there that Matt gave me. It's BARZ18 over at Precision Matthews on checkout. Gets you 5% off anything in the store, which on a machine is substantial. So I'd like to thank them for that and thank them for the wonderful machine for us to give away. The next thing you're going to want to ask is, how do we win it? Well, this video is a reshoot, and we had some issues with the email box. I've got control of the email box again. It got spammed really hard by a .ua and a .ykp domain, which is over in Eastern Europe. And it literally filled that email box up to capacity, just where it was unmanageable. So we've got control of that email box again. The email address is lathe2018@barzindustrial.com. We did have to ban a couple of domain names. If you can't get through, leave a comment below or send me a private message here on YouTube, and I'll make sure you get what you need. The information you need to send to that email address is your full name, and make sure you use a good email address that I can send back to you. One entry per email address, not per email, so don't send me multiple emails. You only get one chance at winning this thing. We do ask for a $5 donation. All proceeds from this, the email campaign, go to support the Summer Bash. And I appreciate everyone that's already donated and supported. You guys can rest assured, if you already have a ticket in your hand and already have an invoice number, even if you haven't paid it, your information is secure. All that info goes to another email address that I am in complete control of. But we did lose control of the lathe 2018 email address for a good 24 hours. It was out of control and just spam filled. All right, so go ahead and send over a request, and we'll get you all the information you need. lathe2018@barzindustrial.com. Good luck. The winner is going to be announced June 23rd during the live feed, probably in the morning before lunch. We'll announce the winner. We're going to call the ticket number, which is your invoice number, and we'll call your name. That's why I'm asking for your name. But we are not sharing your information with anybody. All these emails are just going to get, when this contest is over, it's going to get erased and float off into space. All right, so we respect your privacy at BarZ. We will see you either at the bash or during the live feed, and we'll find out who won this machine. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.